I found his phone at the gates of the asylum, screen cracked, blood smeared across the glass. The last photo he took? A blurry figure with hollow eyes standing behind him. He was alone, or so we thought. When Arjun told me he was going to explore the abandoned Silvercrest Asylum, I laughed it off. "You're insane," I told him. "That place is sealed off for a reason." "Exactly why I have to go," he said with that grin, half thrill-seeker, half idiot. "You want to come?" I didn't. I never liked that place. Everyone in town whispered about the screams heard at night, about how the patients weren't treated but tortured. People said the walls still remembered the pain. He went alone, and never came back. 3 days later, I found his phone outside the asylum gate, sitting neatly on the ground, like someone had placed it there for me to find. Silvercrest Asylum stood like a cancerous growth at the edge of our town, half swallowed by vines, its bricks stained black by rain and time. The metal gates were rusted shut, but someone, maybe Arjun, had forced them open just enough to squeeze through. I shouldn't have gone in. The air inside was suffocating, thick with mildew, rot, and something else, something metallic. Blood, maybe. The hallway was dark despite the daylight outside, as though the building consumed light itself. My footsteps echoed too loudly, the only sound apart from the occasional creak, like the building was breathing. The peeling wallpaper exposed messages scratched into the walls. "Help me, they're watching, don't listen to her," all in jagged letters that looked like they were carved in panic. And then there were the whispers. They started faintly, like wind. But wind doesn't whisper names. Wind doesn't say, "Come find me, Rishabh." I followed the trail. Small clues, each more disturbing than the last. His broken flashlight in the main lobby. His jacket hanging neatly on a rusted hook, as if he planned to return. Then, the photograph. Pinned to a corkboard that looked untouched for decades was a Polaroid, faded, curled at the corners. Arjun, standing in the hallway. Smiling. But behind him was a dark figure, tall, with its head tilted unnaturally sideways. The weird part? The picture was dated 1987. He wasn't even born then. My breath hitched. I turned to leave, but the hallway behind me had changed. Where there had been an exit, now there was only wall. I ran forward in panic, only to find that the map of the building no longer matched reality. Doors were missing. Rooms rearranged. The asylum didn't want me to leave. I never told Arjun this, but I envied him. His courage, his charisma. I was the quiet one, the observer. Maybe that's why I followed him. I wanted to be brave for once. But I was never built for this. I thought of our last conversation. He told me he felt like something was calling him. That he'd been dreaming of the asylum for weeks. "I keep seeing this girl," he said. "Her eyes. They're hollow, but she keeps whispering something. I can't hear the words, but I know they're important. Dude, that's not a sign to go visit the place. That's a sign to see a therapist." He laughed. "Or maybe it's a sign to find answers." Now, in the same dark hallways, I understood what he meant. I was hearing her too. In the East Wing, I found the records room. Most of the documents were moldy, torn, and unreadable. But one thin file stood out, untouched by time. Patient, Arjun Malhotra admitted, October 1987 diagnosis, delusional identity disorder notes. Patient insists he is from the year 2024. Claims to be visiting the asylum. Shows signs of memory contamination and temporal displacement. Hallucinations worsening. My legs gave out. I collapsed to the floor, the file trembling in my hands. How could his name be here? In a record this old? I turned the page. A photograph was stapled inside. Arjun, same clothes, same haircut. But the edges of the photo were yellowed. aged. As if it truly was from 1987. Was he stuck in time? Was I? I stumbled backward, knocking over a filing cabinet. Behind it, another passageway. Narrow, lined with mirrors. I had no choice but to go in. Arjun? My voice cracked as I entered the mirror hallway. Silence. Then a whisper, not from my ears, but from inside my mind. You're close. Who are you? I asked. Another voice, clearer now. A girl's voice. He followed me. Now you followed him. But the asylum doesn't forget. It never lets go. I stared into one of the mirrors. My reflection smiled. I didn't. What do you want? I whispered. Trade. One soul for another. No, then neither of you leaves. I ran. Through a maze of endless hallways that shifted and twisted. Sometimes I heard Arjun's voice, screaming. Other times laughter. A child's giggle. A woman sobbing. The line between reality and hallucination blurred. The walls wept blood. The lights flickered to reveal figures in straitjackets, crawling toward me. One of them grabbed my ankle. You don't belong here, he hissed. Time doesn't want you. I kicked him off and ran into a locked room. It smelled of disinfectant and despair. That's when I saw Arjun. He was in a straitjacket, eyes wide, lips moving but no sound coming out. I rushed to him. Arjun! I'm getting you out! But when I touched him, my hand went through. He was a memory. A ghost. Or worse, part of the building now. No! No, no, no! The door slammed behind me. I turned around. The girl from Arjun's dreams was there. White dress, black eyes, head tilted at an angle that no human should survive. Why him? I asked. He believed. That's all it takes. One belief, one step inside, and we own you. I don't believe in you, I said. She smiled. You came looking for him. That was your belief. The floor cracked beneath me. I began falling. Darkness. Screaming. When I opened my eyes again, I was in the same room. But now, I was wearing Arjun's straitjacket. A mirror on the wall showed my reflection, eyes wide, screaming silently, just like he had been. Outside the mirror, another version of me stared in, confused. I'll find you, he said. And I realized I was no longer real. I was the echo now. The next day, my cousin Rhea visited my apartment. I hadn't shown up to work. She checked my room, found my journal open to the last entry. If I don't come back, don't follow me. Don't try to find me. The asylum feeds on memory, on belief. Arjun went first. I went next. Don't be the third. But curiosity is louder than fear. 2 nights later, Rhea stood outside Silvercrest Asylum, reading the faded sign over the rusted gate. She stepped in. The gate creaked shut behind her. From inside the building, 2 voices whispered in unison. Welcome back.